I'm going to show you how to set a stove, light it and control it.
The stove I'm demonstrating on is a Clearview Vision 500, but the same principle goes for any stove.
First thing to remember is, do not ever clean out all the ash. A good bed of ash is absolutely necessary in order for the stove to run properly. If your stove has a grate, just riddle a small hole to ensure air from underneath can get through for starting the stove. Next, you need something that lights easily. Newspaper is the obvious thing. You'll find that magazines are surprisingly difficult to light. You also need some thin kindling, and on top of that, some proper substantial fuel. When preparing this, just say to yourself, have I got enough paper here so that when it is burnt through, the kindling has lit, and that once the kindling has burnt through, the main fuel has lit? Remember to keep all the fuel in one area rather than spreading it out. Add a fire lighter if you wish, but it's not necessary, as I'll show you. Light up and open all the vents and dampers. On the Clearview, this is the air wash, also known as the secondary combustion air, and this is the underdraft air, also known as the primary air. On some stoves, the primary air is fed by leaving the door ajar on a half catch. Really let the stove get going. Depending on how good your chimney is and how warm the flue gases are, will determine how quickly the stove takes to get going. Once it is properly lit, get a decent amount of fuel on. Don't be shy, let it really roar till it starts coming up to temperature. If you have a thermometer, it will start creeping up. Shut the primary air off, but keep the secondary air fully open. As the thermometer gets above about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, shut the air wash down.
Remember, it all takes little practice, and on some days your stove will need more air than on others. The critical thing though is the quality of the fuel. If you're burning poor fuel, the stove will not run properly. So please look on our website at the section called Wood as a Fuel.
If you have to keep any of the vents open wide to get any heat, you have green wood and you're wasting most of your energy in the wood. When refilling, do not stoke until the stove has dropped to about 200 degrees, even if it looks almost empty, as you will waste a proportion of fuel unnecessarily.